Hello student. Today let us start this topic, tangents and normal. So before going to the main topic, I want to give you some basic concept which will be used in this topic. Actually you have got all these things in class 11, but still I want to remind you. Okay, so first you have to know the concept, what is an angle of inclination? Angle of inclination. So you see, by angle of inclination, you see, let me draw a diagram. Suppose you have considered a diagram, say x-axis and y-axis, and say this is your x-axis I have considered here, and this is y-axis. Say a line, this is a line which intersect both the axes. Say AB is a line which intersect the axis, x-axis at this point and y-axis at this point. Or you may consider the line like this. Say this is the line. Any one of these two figures. For both the figure, you will have the angle of inclination can be defined. Now you see, this line, what is the angle of inclination? That the line AB makes. Okay, that we have to know. So for that purpose, you see, this line, excuse me, this line AB makes, suppose here 1, 2, 3, 4 different angles with x-axis and 5, 6, 7, 8. Total number, say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 number of angles with x and y-axis. Okay. And here similarly this also 1, 2, 3, 4. Say these are the 4 angles mixed with x-axis and 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 4 angles mixed with y-axis. Now, by angle of inclination, we mean that angle, first thing, it makes with x-axis. Okay, so here you see angle by, okay, let me write down in detail. By angle of inclination, we mean the angle makes with x-axis, makes with x-axis, secondly above x-axis, and thirdly when measured from x-axis, in anti-clockwise direction, in anti-clockwise direction. So this is the definition of angle of inclination. Angle of inclination, we mean the angle makes with x-axis. Okay, so this line makes different 8 angles with x-axis and y-axis. So by angle of inclination, we makes first condition, it makes with x-axis. So these are your not angle of inclination. These are not angle of inclination, because it not satisfy the first condition. Then it is above x-axis. So these two are also not angle of inclination for this figure. Above x-axis because these two are left. Then the third condition states when measured from x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. You see, this is your x-axis. You may measure x-axis. This way you can rotate the line like this. This way you can rotate. Or you may rotate like this. Which is your anti-clockwise direction. If you rotate like this is anti-clockwise. And if this is the line, if you rotate like this is clockwise. Okay, so this is again not angle of inclination. So which is left? This 4 will be. That means this is your angle of inclination and it is denoted by theta. Same way here also, this is not, because these are the angle mixed with y-axis. These are not, because it is below x-axis. Then when measured from x-axis in anti-clockwise direction, means this is your x-axis. You may measure like this, you may rotate like the line like this way and like this. So this will be your angle of inclination because it is what? Clockwise direction. So we understand the meaning of angle of inclination. So angle of inclination is the angle makes with x-axis, above x-axis when measured from x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. So for this line, this is your angle of inclination, and if the line is like this will be your angle of inclination. Okay, and you can write down it is denoted by theta. Hope you understand what is the meaning of angle of inclination. Okay. Next I go to another topic. That is, what is the slope or gradient of a line? What do you mean by slope or gradient? In detail you have got in class 11. Okay. In coordinate geometry you have got in detail. So next is your slope or gradient. Slope or gradient. So you see, this is a very simple concept. If theta is your angle of inclination, if theta is the angle of inclination, then tan theta is called the slope or gradient. Slope or gradient. And it is denoted by what? M. That is, we have got M is equal to tan theta. So what do you mean by slope or gradient? Slope or gradient. If you know the angle of inclination, say theta is the angle of inclination, then tan theta, tan of the angle theta is called the slope or gradient. Okay? And it is denoted by the symbol M. So we have seen here that M is equal to tan theta. Now you have to know a simple basic concept, few basic concept. Here you see, say your line is given as x-axis. Okay, some results I want to give you. Say, what is the angle of inclination mixed with x-axis? Or what is the angle of inclination of x-axis? The angle of inclination of x-axis. What do you mean by angle of inclination of x-axis? What is the angle mixed by x-axis with x-axis? That is your angle of inclination of x-axis. So you see, if this is your x-axis, this makes angle 0 with x-axis itself. So angle of inclination of x-axis is what? 0 degree. In radian also you may write down the same. Similarly, the angle of inclination of y-axis. What is your angle of inclination of y-axis? You see, this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. What is the angle mixed by y-axis with this x-axis? This much. So what is that? This is equal to 90 degree. So angle of inclination of y-axis is 90 degree. Remember this result. Okay. Then we have to know what is the slope of x-axis. Slope of x-axis. Slope of x-axis means what? Tan of angle of inclination 0 degree and tan 0 is 0. Similar way, what is the slope of y-axis? Slope of y-axis. Hope you remember all these things you have got in class 11. Tan of 90 degree, which is undefined, that is denoted by infinity. Then one more thing you have to know, slope of a line passing through 2 points. Passing through 2 points. Say, let us consider the points as x1, y1 and x2, y2. The slope of a line passing through 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is equal to difference of y coordinate by difference of x coordinate. If I subtract like this y2 minus y1, then denominator you have to write down x2 minus x1. Or if you write down like this y1 minus y2, then below also we have to write down x1 minus x2. So slope of a line passing through 2 points, if the points are given, then you have to use this formula to get the slope. The difference of y coordinate by difference of x coordinate. You don't have to proceed to get the angles in that case. Okay. So this is the things all about this slope in the lines you have to know. And the number 6. Few results I am giving you from coordinate geometry. And the 6th number, we have to know under what condition we call two lines are parallel. Okay, suppose you take, say, if M1 and M2 are the slopes of two lines. Say if you consider M1 and M2 are the slopes of two lines, then first condition, they are said to be parallel. the lines are parallel. Lines are parallel. Under what condition? If, just a minute, if you have M1 is equal to M2, then we call the lines are parallel. And the lines are said to be perpendicular. The lines are perpendicular. That means when their slopes are known, the lines are said to be perpendicular. Under what condition? If the product of the slopes equal to -1. So try to remember these two results also. Two lines are said to be parallel when their slopes are equal, and two lines are said to be perpendicular when the product of the slopes equal to -1. Okay? Now you have to go to the next number 7 result. That is what? A simple result. That is, what is the equation of a line? The equation of a line passing through one point. Say x1, y1. So hope you remember the formula is what? Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, where we know m is the slope. If m is the slope and x1 and x2 are the points through which the lines are passed, then the formula of getting the equation of the line is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. And one more result you have to know, that is, what do you mean by geometrical meaning of dy dx? Geometrically, what does dy dx mean? Okay, geometrically, what is the meaning of dy dx? Dy dx means what? The slope of the tangent. Slope of the tangent at a point. So dy dx represent slope of the tangent at a point. Slope of the tangent means if I draw a line like this, this is your tangent. Tangent means the line. If the line touch only at one point, that is the tangent. So the slope of the tangent at the point is given slope. Slope of this tangent, slope means you know, na? So slope of this tangent is represented by dy dx, or dy dx geometrically represent slope of the tangent. Now we go to the tangents and the normal. Tangents mean, you see, suppose we are drawing a curve. Say this is a curve. If a line touches the curve only at one point, say this is the point at which the line touches the curve, then this is called the tangent. So tangent is a line which touches the curve only at one point. And what is normal? Normal is the line which is perpendicular to the tangent. So this is your normal. So what is the tangent we have got? Tangent is a line passing through a point, right? Or touch the curve only at one point. So obviously it will be a line passing through one point. So what is the equation of a tangent? Okay, the equation of the tangent is given by the equation of the tangent. Say I am taking the point P as x1, y1. Equation of the tangent at x1, y1. x1, y1 is given by what? Y minus y1 is equal to m into equation of a line passing through one point, x minus x1. But here, this m is nothing but dy dx at the point x1, y1 and x minus x1. So this is the equation of the tangent. Y minus y1 is equal to dy dx at the point x1, y1, x minus x1. Because dy dx represents the slope of the tangent. So here any tangent, slope m is any slope. But in this particular case, it is the slope of the tangent. So it is denoted by dy dx. And you see the slope of the normal. Normal is perpendicular to the tangent. So you know the product of the tangent. This normal is perpendicular to the slope, tangent. So you know this formula, m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. If m1 is the slope of the tangent, then the slope of the normal will be given by minus 1 by m1. So the equation of the normal is given by the equation of the normal at x1 y1 is what? Y minus y1 is equal to, in the place of dy dx I have to write down 1 by dy dx at the point x1 y1 x minus x1. Okay, this is the preliminary concept of tangents and normal. In the next video I will go to the exercise. Thank you.